Erica, I know that you're upset. Okay, and I know you're worried about Kendall, and you've got every right to be. You really do. But there's nothing I can do to make Zach go and talk to her. Nothing. The guy does whatever he wants, and to hell with everybody else.
Ryan, you have a bigger stake in this than anyone. Zach is pushing everybody away. It's just him and those two little boys, one of whom is your son. I mean, everything Zach does has a huge effect on those two children. I mean, what's going to happen if Zach keeps isolating himself like this? What's going to happen to your little boy, Spike? What's going to happen if Zach takes your son down with him?
Zach, you're using the kids as an excuse to protect yourself. You're afraid to get involved in this appeal because if it doesn't work, you're going to take another emotional hit.
Doctor, what you do? Just lie down on the couch so I can talk about my mother?
You're afraid she's not going to get out.
Hey, I'm afraid of a lot of things. I'm afraid she's not going to get out. I'm afraid that my family is gone. I'm afraid for those two little boys up there that they can sense how much fear is in me. You wouldn't understand that.
Yes, I would. I got that same fear. Zach, every time I hold my son. I'm afraid, did I do the right thing? Keeping him away from his father.
At least you have a choice. You can always tell the truth.
No, I don't. Because being alone with me is better than living a life with David Hayward.
Now, I want you to take it real easy for the next few days, all right? Your body's been through hell. You need your rest. And once you get out of here, I want you to ease into things like work very slowly.
Are those doctor's orders or father's?
Both. You really scared the hell out of me. I thought I was going to lose you.
Yeah. I vaguely remember part of the ambulance ride, thinking that if I closed my eyes, I'd never open them again.
Yeah, there was a moment there in the operating room when I felt like it was happening all over again. Instead of Leora on the table, it was you. And all those years gone by, and I didn't even know about you. I wish I could have been there for you, Marissa.
I know you do.
Now, I know that I haven't handled things very well since you've come to town. As a dad, I mean. But I want you to know I meant every word. You're all I care about now. And I'm going to do everything within my power to make you happy, to be a real father for you. I just hope it isn't too late.
Of course it's not too late. I mean, you just proved that a bullet can't take me down, right? So we should have a lot more time together.
Now, there's one thing I need you to promise me. Promise that you'll stay away from JR from now on.
Adam's not at the office.
He's probably at a meeting or something.
I wonder why he wouldn't tell me about something going on at work. I would have handled it for him. I mean, the last thing he needs is business headaches.
Well, he probably figured you were at the hospital with Marissa. Why aren't you at the hospital with Marissa?
Because she doesn't need me there.
Of course she does. She's had a really traumatic experience. A friendly face can be very helpful. Kind of like the way you were with Ryan walking in here. He was starting to get under my skin, but then there you were, Scott to the rescue.
All I did was ask him to leave.
You stood up for me. That means a lot to a woman, and I really appreciate it. Not many people in this town stand up for me anymore, so you're one of the good guys, Scott. That's all I'm saying.
I think that right there has been my problem most of my life. Being a good guy. You know, in business, you're treated as a sucker. And in life, it only leads to,
What?
I'm just venting.
That's okay. I'm your roommate. That's what roomies do, vent away.
Oh, it's complicated. No, actually, it isn't. Good guys finish last, and the girls always go for the bad boys. Yeah.
Listen to me. You stayed with Marissa until the paramedics got there. She's not going to forget that. That's how Adam and I got so close. I wouldn't leave him on that horrible night. You should go to the hospital. Be the first person Marissa sees when she wakes up.
Too late. Somebody already beat me to it.
He's in there with her? You know, looking in there, I can't help but think somebody must have been horribly wrong about inherited DNA. Because how could two women like baby Marissa result from someone like David? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
You were in that
No,
equation,
listen.
too.
I cannot take credit for Marissa. She was raised by two very, very special people, and they are the reason why she is who she is.
And yet they're so much alike in so many ways. Yeah, I didn't want to think so at first. But sometimes if I just close my eyes and listen, I swear.
I know. It's a very seductive trap to fall into, and I fight it all the time. You know, I try not to compare them, but it's not easy. They were twins, after all, even though they aren't identical. I try to focus on their differences.
For instance?
Babe was impulsive. She survived on instinct. Again, her upbringing. And Marissa, she's more thoughtful, methodical. She likes to think things through twice before she acts.
Sort of like you.
Yeah, right, like me. Yeah, miss look before I leave. Not. No, I made a lot of the same mistakes Babe made. Problem is, I never learned my lesson. If Marissa has inherited anything from David, it's to always think a few steps ahead and weigh the consequences.
Marissa's nothing like David.
I'm talking about the David that you don't know, the David that very few people saw. The man that I fell in love with and married. And I know he is one big walking contradiction, but if you take away all that bad stuff, the scheming and the obsessing, you'll find that the two of them are a lot alike.
Come on, Zach, open the door. Zach!
What do you want?
My son.